Shall we begin?
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back on my gaming channel, Inferno912 from this site, another episode from Game of Thrones Winter is Coming. Like you can see, the War of the Kingdoms and it's countdown already. That's why this has changed my mind. I didn't want to do actually the video about the questionnaire, the form to fill out, because the questions there about the wedding and other stuff was just too stupid for me. I didn't even done it. They can keep that 500 blue diamonds. I don't give a cake about that. I think they're changing this too much to some like a Chinese kind of game, which I don't like. I'm not gonna actually proceed with this kind of stuff. And they have there to ask if it's supposed to cost as black diamonds or blue diamonds or something else. Now this is absolutely ridiculous. In the situations like this, it's very make me worried about the future of the game. So guys, keep an eye on those forums and make sure you're gonna fill out it properly. Don't put it any kind of like a joke, or it's gonna be nice to have a weddings here or something. And especially for black diamonds, you know what is gonna happen. Big spenders will have a massive boost for buffs for the attacks and other stuff, and other players just gonna get crushed because of money or something. That's gonna be very ridiculous. But going back to the subject, KVK, this is very important part. We'll be all preparing our castles to have some fun. Okay, war between the two kingdoms. We waiting until we're gonna find out who we're fighting with. Then we're trying to see if the opponent is strong or not. And in this part, I just want to show you a few things about the preparation. I make only just a short notes for myself, so let's do it.
Rule number one.
Yes, rule number one is very important one, because you have to decide whether you're strong enough for fight or not. If your kingdoms, both kingdoms are not that strong and you're all on progress to raise the power, then you have a little bit more fun. But later on, it's going to be very big difference and you can actually feel it if you're ready for a fight, or it's better for you to shield up and go for the gathering. You're still going to get your points. Some of your teammates might doing the fighting. But just make sure you're not gonna go there, lose all your troops, lose all the stuff which you have like resources, and you're gonna regret, and actually you're gonna pass the points to your opponent. It's not gonna count for you, and most of it is gonna count for them. So it's just some of the things like this. You need to really make a decision what you want to do. Many players, like with my power for example, want to do a little bit of both. So we're gonna go a little bit for some of the attacks, a little bit gathering, and mix of that. So you need to make sure then you're gonna choose everything correctly to get ready for that kind of situations. Some blue diamonds, guys, don't spend all your blue diamonds before KVK. Keep it some for changing the talents and anything during the battle. I think this is a good part. Is quite important. Let's not forget and look at the timer. If, for example, if you want to have a boost, some boost for your attack, defense from Hall of Faces and your dungeon, then if you got timer 14 hours left, then actually you pass that time. You need to get the commanders before it's going to show up like this. You need at least. This all depends on your level and level of the commander which you're trying to cut in that tower. Because it's going to take you something around like 24 hours longer or less to get that boost. And I can tell you guys, it's absolutely not worth it. Hall of Faces is one of the big scam for me in this game. When they actually showing you stuff like this, it's actually not gonna give you anything. I've done it because I want to test it. I actually gonna maybe I will just do one more video about this in the next part. Because when I saw it, some of the things what is going on here is make me really rage. Better if I just move on, because it's really pissing me off. Dungeon, you not worry about the commanders later on, because you're gonna get them during the fight. If you gather, then you're not supposed to have it at all. You're not gonna expose your castle to get attack. Don't forget about the tavern to increase your combat rating. Choose the commanders right for the combat rating right now before KVK. This is far more important than speed ups or anything else which you might look in there. Let's not forget about the dragon. You're going on a dragon and trying to get your dragon on a higher level. For example, like for me, I just only need 4 more essence and I can upgrade that one. So my target today is to do more rallies than usual, even if it's going to cost me extra endurance. I will try to ask my teammates to help me out with the rallies. So I will try to, to have this done, at least start the progress, because I'm going to need that dragon during the battle, during the gathering or anything. I actually prefer to using one dragon for gathering or defenses and then another one for the attacks. It all depends about your situation, guys. Don't worry about it if you are not there yet. It's all progress. It's all long time playing thing. So you don't worry about stuff like this, but make sure you're gonna look at your skills. Like I got set up a little bit for gold, because you later on you will need plenty of gold, really. And try to top up everything here. You can see that I can't go any further with this one, and as soon as I can unlock, get my dragon on a higher level, then I'm gonna unlock other stuff, and I place other skills also for gathering in this situation. This is definitely going to help you out. Remember that this actually provides you extra percentage, depends on the level of the skill, but you will have extra percentage on from the amount, whatever you get with these skills, for example, and this one is only for gold. Okay, let's move on. Next, what you have to do is try to do ever research or anything combat related or gathering related. Again, it's all about your decisions from the rule number 1. It's very important what you guys gonna do during the KVK. Even if you decided to fight, but actually opponent might be too strong and it's gonna be dangerous to lose everything. So just make sure you're gonna easily change your talents and everything back to gathering. Just take it easy. Gather most safe on the level 2, level 5 are the fastest, but you might get attack on them far more often. Don't forget about this. Try to keep it yourself safe. But whatever you do before KVK, try to place all what you can for the research, because you never know if your team or your kingdom gonna hold King's Landing, where you're gonna get all your booths, for the research, for example, from. Is make sure this is never guaranteed, even if your kingdom is quite strong, and sometimes you got those whales with over billion power players and stuff. There is never guarantee then you're gonna actually hold that. Let's not forget about the glitches in the game. This is also important part. You trying to play smart. You not just keep attacking like crazy. Try to shield time to time. You never know if the game gonna be glitchy and laggy. All that stuff is happening every single KVK, and lots of players losing their troops, losing everything what they prepared for. So don't hold too much resources. You can see that I actually spent almost everything what I had, and I start a little bit longer research, not too long, but a little bit longer, whatever is necessary for me to progress after KVK. So this is I put in my gold. So what I'm gonna do with the resources now, I'm trying to gather just a little bit to heal my troops during the KVK itself, because you always need something to heal those troops. Try to avoid to take everything from inventory. We all know when you start a game, it's like it's so easy, and some of the players got like billions of stone, billion of wood and stuff, and the same gold is you can see it at 100 million or 200 million. Guys, this is nothing. The gold, and if all the resources are going very fast, and if you're gonna try healing, if you actually fight a lot and you're trying to heal your troops in the same time over and over and over again, you're actually gonna see then that KVK might cost you far more than you expected. Okay, that same thing, just make sure you're gonna clear your hospital. That's another part. Then you go in here and heal all your troops before KVK itself. Don't keep it anything in there, because you're gonna need this space. Even if you're just on a gathering and maybe accidentally not gonna have your shields on, so if there's somebody gonna attack you, remember that your troops gonna go first to hospital. But if your hospital level is on a maximum, then you might start losing your troops, and that's better to avoid that. Of course, let's not be worried about losing the troops that much, because the KVK is supposed to be fun, supposed to be something what we all enjoy, and we not argue over it. It's just trying to get together, to stay, do whatever you can, and try to win. But the fun part is the most important. Even if I was in the past losing some KVKs, but we all have a good time on a game, good time on a chat. This pays off.
Rule number 2, stay in the middle of the trail.
Yes, communication with your team, guys. Many players forget about this very important rule. If it's too much fight going on and something happening on the map, because let's not forget, there is lots of going on. Depends which kingdom you're fighting with. If it's dead kingdom, then you are just more easy, more boring, nothing happening. You've got time to react. But if the kingdom is strong, active, and they are ready for you, then it's absolutely different situation. And in that moment, you better, if you communicate with your teammates, inform them what's going on, and also with the other teams from your kingdom. Like you can see, the map is pretty huge. There is plenty of space for it. So what you're supposed to do, try to save teleports, precise teleports. The random ones are useful. You can use it, quite big amount of them during the KVK. Depends what your goal is, what you're looking for. But I know this is very supportive for many players, even the big ones, because they are just like using the random and then they attack whatever they're gonna find in there. But this might help you a lot. Try to save those precise teleports and use them in a correct way. Just don't waste them for small targets. Don't waste them for the small mines and stuff. It's absolutely going to be ridiculous. Let's not forget that the biggest amount of points we get from holding the castles. You can see on the map is quite a big choice of them. I still don't understand why those small castles are not unlocked. It's supposed to be unlocked already a while ago. Dreadfort, Moat Cailin is just examples. I think lots of smaller alliances they feel left over, like they are just like farms and they've been ignored by bigger alliances, which is, I think, a mistake from devs. A big mistake. And it's not those smaller castles not supposed to give any kind of boosts for the attack. More about maybe research or gathering, some production for resources. I think there's some of the smaller alliances also need those kind of stuff, and they're gonna appreciate it. Research might be a little bit dangerous on that one, because then every alliance will want to hold that kind of bonus as well. But you need to understand, guys, that we're all in this together. We are fighting, having battles, but in the same time, we all players here. We all want to have fun. The same goal is to grow and go stronger and play, Game of Thrones, right? This kind of things. But the communication with the team is very, very important. The best thing is a voice chat, because you can have your information passed to another players very fast. And you can get also the important info for you, faster than reading the chats. And especially during the fighting, you want to attack the castle and you're choosing a formation, but actually there's someone is sending you a message on the chat, and you have to click on it, you have to read it or answer, and that's really going to slow you down. You might get hit. Next part, what I want to tell you guys about, the choosing correct castle. If you're going for gathering, then you're going to try to choose something like, let's see, Glorious Keep. The Glorious Keep got a very good boost, because it's gathering March 10% for it, and gathering resources itself 10% as well. That is gonna, be very useful for you. Yeah, another one from the similar kind is Rose Keep, but this one is without marching speed. It's more about gathering itself. Siege attack reduction is also on that, but if you shield up, then you don't have to worry about this kind of buffs. If you're going for the attack, then it's definitely there is a much bigger choice, especially if you manage to win any events, like you can see I did just a few of them here. And KVK is nice because there is a 24 hours and all the players can join, all the players can do a little bit of a part for their own kingdom. You can get your own rewards even if you're not a part of a bigger team. Then you don't have to feel that you're alone in that. I definitely myself, I was if I create a game, I would make some changes and all this, but you know, if we're gonna stick with the things what it is here, then you are good to go. Titan Fortress is a good castle. It all depends what you're planning to do more. I think here is very good. That Keep of Kings is very good for the rallies, and then this is definitely something what I wish to use. Remember, if you're using and you have only time limit, it's better to just start one castle, don't change them. So maybe I'm gonna go, for example, with the Titan or Keep or one of those, just to try and see how this gonna, how it depends on the situation as well, right? Again, if the opponent is gonna be over strong, and it's not point to waste it over. Remember then the time limit, so it's gonna be, you can't stop it, you have to use it, otherwise it's just gonna go. So it's better to not waste it. Let's not forget that we have now marching animations on this one. I just won for a couple days. Hope of Winter, so total attack, defense, and marching speed is also here. The only problem with Game of Thrones Winter is Coming is those percentage. Like with the Hall of Faces, I just don't trust any of this, seriously. I doing the research and it's gonna give me 0.2% to attack, and I still don't know if it's real, because then later you got cutting the sum, or you have for example the enemy's lord in your dungeon, and it's give you like 18% to attack or 12% to attack, something like that. But it's not real. It's not that kind of percentage, really. This is also need to be divided by something what they created in a game. So this is all very, very, big mystery around all those numbers. I don't trust it at all. But anyway, if you have any of this kind of stuff, don't forget to use it. It's gonna be definitely this kind as good for KVK. Very good will be to use this if you are a stronger player. If you are not there yet, then keep it for later. KVK is very often, you just get stronger, get your research done, your army and everything else, and then you can use it later. It's better to sometimes save it rather than waste it. There is something for gathering here as well. Favorite attack is really cool, but here is total health, gathering speed 5%, gathering marching speed again. So this kind of stuff, if you have it, then you might have an occasion to use it during KVK. I think is the best. Castles is very difficult to actually choose the castle for the attack if you have a big choice. From my side, well, if I got Keep of Kings only for one day, only one of them, and then Titan Fortress I got 3 of them also for one day for each time, so I will go with the Titan. There is definitely few castles here, which is very important. Even if you got few days and you want to make extra troops for a KVK, or maybe some other event which require to train more troops, so that each ancient capital is definitely one of the best castles to use that for. Guys, don't forget, then percentage sometimes is far more important. For example, like this one, 10% to total attack. This is for all the units, total health and blah blah blah. Then if you got only, for example, 10% only for cavalry, of course it's going to be very, very important part. If when you set up your talents, for example, for cavalry, and so that percentage and your strength is, stay in that cavalry. Then if you're gonna use the infantry but you didn't change your talents, you're gonna waste them. Well, at least you will have very far more bigger losses. Keep that in mind. So keep it again, those little bit of blue diamonds to change your talents and anything else which you need, all your setup. This is just the important part. Okay, we're taking the chest as always. We've got 1 minute to another one, but soon it's going to be 1 hour waiting for one more chest. I just know it. Again, what else? Let's not forget about the gear. Gear is again very big part of this game. This actually going to give you really big boost for your troops, for your gathering also. So right now, because I'm run out of resources, I already start my research. I'm keeping this setup because I want to produce a little bit more gold. But as soon as I'm going to finish, I'm going to change to gathering. gathering is the first setup what I'm supposed to have for KVK, because you're going on to the enemy's kingdom, you checking what the hell is going on first. You're not going to straight away in attack gear unless you're gonna, you know, you don't have too much time playing. Unless you are confident and you're strong enough, then you're actually gonna survive all this, and you know, you just want to have some little bit of fun. But I advise you to go first with the gathering gear, check it out, but don't forget to change the gear before you're gonna attack. The same with the talents and your dragon skills. It's all important. Dragon's castle skin as well, what I mentioned a moment ago. Those parts are always quite important. I don't want to make this video too long. Guys, if you disagree with me, if you have any other way to prepare for KVK, War of the Kingdoms, make sure you're gonna you know, let me know in the comments below this video. If you want to have any more information or any videos like this for the future, just let me know in the comments as well. I very much appreciate all you guys, all your help. I have 50 minutes, as I knew it. Okay, so let's not forget about checking your VIP as well level. If you are too close, you know, to proceed with the next level, sometimes might be tricky because you might lose it. Too many blue diamonds over it. With the VIP level in this game, it's absolutely not worth it to use your blue diamonds, you know, to top up, unless you are like, you know, 5,000 VIP points, you know, far from the next level. And so in that case, you got my blessing to do it. But if you don't have your buildings ready, if you're not rich with blue diamonds, if you don't have all many other stuff what you need in this game, and believe me, blue diamonds is just going so fast. Every day I end up with 0 because of VIP shop. Make sure you're gonna check this out. Make sure you are ready with the army size. You got maybe your attack bonus. You can all set up this right here. For example, right now I'm using my anti-scout protector because I'm holding the commander right now, and as soon as I'm gonna cut him off, I don't need this. You can also try to fool your enemies with appears your troops to be larger army, and then you're not forgetting about using one of those. In this military preparation, you need to choose only one at a time, so you have to decide if you want to go with the full attack or defense, or you just want to hide a little bit like me right now. Let's not forget that if you scout some other castle, then it's going to give you a little bit of a defense and attack as well. This is just a little bit percentage, but in that time you can't have any truce on. And another very important rule, what you're supposed to all check before you're going into the battle. Let's go back to the castle. And we're going for this lovely building. Make sure you're gonna click on management, and you're gonna check up and see, you know, set up all your protector. I'm not gonna go even to the banner, you know, the glory levels and stuff, because there's plenty of that. It's the same as you do in your research or your construction. You just have to finish everything what is necessary and the best for you, and just you're gonna proceed with all that in that way. But management, make sure you have your protectors set up. They are ready, they know about it, and they're gonna be active during the maybe KVK and beyond. And the same you're doing for them. You need to have someone to maybe look after you if, for example, you're gonna get in trouble, if your electricity went off. It happened to me, and not only me, I actually playing a lot of games, and I know it happens to others as well. And all the glitches and crashes and stuff, and might be someone actually look after you in that moment. This might save you really a lot. Except this, let's not forget about the checking your wall defenses. You need to set up all the best commanders what you got for defense. It's very big difference between defending and attacking the other castles, because if you're gonna attack and somebody gonna attack you and you're using the same commanders in there, then don't forget, then they're gonna be out and you're gonna lose a lot of big part of the protection. Okay, let's not forget about this. Make sure you got enough troops, hospital, everything done. Some traps also created. They're not gonna give you too much, but at least, you know, for a while and a little bit few more kills. This all depends on your situation and how high is your research. I think I've done. If I forgot anything about this, please let me know in the comments below, because I missed something to prepare myself for. I'll be happy to listen what you guys got to say. If you like this video, I'll appreciate actually your likes on my videos. More people can actually watch this. You can share it with others. You can invite others on my channel. I'll be very happy, especially those who need a little bit information about the game. Guys, remember, don't spend too much money in games like this. This is absolutely not necessary to have fun. Don't worry about the players who do that. I do spend a little bit, but it's nothing major, nothing like crazy about this, because it's just endless. We all know how those games works, and we know what the goal for them is. For us players, we only play and enjoy. For them, is make money. Don't forget about this, guys, and keep visiting my channel. Next one gonna be a very short one, maybe 5 minutes, only about the Hall of Faces, where I'm actually pissed off about it. See you next time.